Hi everyone and Happy New Year's. So it's coming to that time of the year now where people are starting to make New Year's resolutions. So what I'm going to try and do is just make a video every week, just giving tips and general advice about how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So first of all, what is everyone's New Year's resolution? So everyone's always wants to get fit and get healthy. So how would I advise to do this? So first of all, it's obviously about setting goals because everyone needs purpose. So whether it be a weight loss goal, whether it be a fitness goal, so don't make their goals too difficult because what you'll find is you'll be very, very difficult to stick to every goal that you make. So first of all, what I would probably do is just work on small goals. So fundamentally, what's the biggest changes that you want to make? So nutrition is probably your biggest one. I would probably recommend it's probably 80% of your overall lifestyle. So making small changes first of all. So maybe educate yourself about a little bit more about food, about what are good carbohydrates, what are good proteins, and what are good fats. So my personal advice would be, so in terms of good carbohydrates, what I would probably suggest is maybe 45 to 55% carbohydrates. What people have a tendency to do is they'll starve themselves. That's probably the worst thing that you do, because what you've got to remember is food is fuel. So we need food to get our essential minerals, vitamins, so everything comes from food. So 45 to 55% of carbohydrates. What I'd probably work on then is just as a generalised maintenance diet would be like 20% protein. And then what I would do is the remainder I would make into fats. So what fats are good for, just as a quick overall view, is fats are very, very good for the immune system, the digestive system. Carbohydrates are used as energy, so obviously if you've got a very, very active job, that's where carbohydrates are used, and also the brain burns a lot of carbohydrates as well. And protein is obviously the foundation for building muscle. So obviously depending on what kind of routine you're working on, whether you're being a bodybuilder, you know, proteins is essentially fundamentally used for building muscle and obviously aids with recovery. So generally, don't be afraid of eating carbohydrates. What you want to look at then is the type of carbohydrates which you then are eating. So for example, if you're eating sugary carbohydrates, these are probably things that you want to avoid. The only time I'd be eating sugary carbohydrates is in terms of maybe a pre-workout. So before you're doing any kind of active exercise, maybe 40 minutes before an exercise workout, because obviously you're going to use the carbohydrates then as energy. But generally day to day, not everyone's an athlete. So we live very, very fast-paced lifestyles, you know, trying to get the most out of every day. So don't forget that we're not superhuman and we are only human. So we need to fuel the body because the body is a machine. So again, good complex carbohydrates. A complex carbohydrate is something where you're going to get a slow release of energy, which is a good carbohydrate. So you get good minerals, good vitamins from it, and you're going to get a good source of energy. A simple carbohydrate is something, say for example, maybe like chocolate or something where you're going to get really, really quick source of carbohydrates. Probably not the best, but obviously if you was going for a run, then obviously it'd be good to have a simple carbohydrate. So how do we put these kind of foods together? So first of all, I'd look at portion control. So don't overfill your plate. So as you get older, you need less calories because obviously you're not as active and your metabolism slows down. When you're younger, you can afford to eat lots of different kinds of calories because obviously you burn a lot of energy, you grow in. So I'd probably start off first of all with portion control. It doesn't have to be a big portion control. Using handfuls of foods, that's probably a good way to look at your food. Because really, following fad diets, it's not really the answer. It's not very, very good for the body. So what you really generally want to focus on is eating a balanced diet. So definitely between 5 to 13 types of fruit and vegetables a day. So the 1 of the 5 days obviously are very, very key. So focus on your nutrition because this is where you're going to get what we call preventative medicine. So if you've got a balanced diet, you know, that gives you the best chance of obviously avoiding getting any kind of illnesses, like any colds, any coughs, any illnesses over the winter time. So going back to what I was talking about before, so complex carbohydrates. What are good complex carbohydrates? So porridge oats, brown rice, wholemeal pasta, wholemeal toast. People talk about cutting bread out. Me personally, I probably wouldn't cut bread out because bread is something that we've been eating for thousands and thousands of years. So it wouldn't be something that I would cut out. But sometimes you maybe have to cut out these food groups because someone might have a wheat intolerance, they might have a dairy intolerance. So sometimes, you know, mixing your diet up a little bit, cutting certain food groups out. But it's obviously, if you're going to cut a food group out, you've got to make sure you get more of something else. So fundamentally, what are the rules to stick by? So high fibre diet. So looking at all your greens, all your vegetables, because obviously that's going to be very, very good for your immune system and your digestive system. And when your immune system and your digestive system is functioning good, you generally probably won't have any problems day to day as being young. But obviously as you age, that's when you've obviously got to look at, you know, improving your immunity. So yeah, high fibre. Maybe, you know, make sure you have plenty of good carbohydrates, as I've discussed. Brown rice, wholemeal pasta, brown toast. Obviously, lots and lots of vegetables, different variations of vegetables. Making your diet colourful as well in foods. Also, good proteins. So I'd always look at oil, or good fats as well. So if you're going to have a good source of protein, so fish. Obviously, if you're going to have a good, so mackerel, salmon, because what you find with these fishes is they're very, very, very high in good fats, which is what we're trying to look at. Because good fats are good for your heart. Because what we're fundamentally trying to do is we're trying to protect the heart, because obviously that's the main engine. We're also looking at good fats. You can get good fats from olive oil, from coconut oil. You can also get good fats from chia seeds. You can also get good fats from various other sources. So if anyone wants to ask any questions on the bottom in terms of diet, nutrition, how to start in New Year's, then please just drop a quick message at the bottom. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.